Hey everybody, welcome back to the Tribe of Nerds. We are back for Survivor 1 through 50, this time talking about Survivor Gabon, the Sugar Shack. With me, we got Austin, we got Kristen, and we got our friend Devin. So, welcome Devin to the Tribe of Nerds.
Hello.
It's Devin.
Thanks.
So, yeah, we're going to be talking about one of the most memeiest seasons of all time in Survivor Gabon, a big train wreck, and so this is going to be a fun time. So to kick it all off, why did you guys want to discuss Survivor Gabon? What's your personal history with this season?
Austin, kick it off.
Yeah, so how do I even explain why I like this season? I mean, I obviously don't like this season strategic-wise. When I watch, my reality TV, my Survivor, I've always been more linked to how the players react, more of like the strategy of the reactions. So my first rewatch on most of the seasons, I remember watching Gabon and just being like, oh, I like this person, this person, this person, this person. And then I remember talking to you, Jake, because you were the one person I would always be talking to. And you're like, why do you like this train wreck season so much? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm fucking glued in. I love Ace. I love Sugar. I love Marcus, Charlie. Corinne, Rain. I was just like so connected for some reason. So yeah, Gabon has a spot for me somewhere in my closed heart for some reason.
Yeah, it definitely has a cult following, and I can see why people love it. But Kristen, what about you?
So, I mean, obviously, I've been a diehard fan since like day one, episode one. But I was younger. I was a kid. I mean, I wasn't like 6 or anything. But like, I was on the younger side of who would be like appealing to this type of show. And I think for me, all the seasons leading up to this, I didn't really understand like Survivor, right? Like, I was just like, okay, this is a fun, interesting show to watch. They're voting people out. Like, I just didn't really get the concept. And I think when I was old enough to, like, when I hit Gabon live, I was like, oh, strategy. Oh, this is so fun. And so like to see, I mean, we're going to get to some of these crazy moments, but like Austin said too, this cast was like right off the bat when Jeff's like calling them out and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going to be a train wreck. And I cannot wait to watch this. Like, I cannot wait to watch this. So I think it was finally where I was in that age of time, that I could really understand the social, the strategic, to really start understanding Survivor as a whole. So that's why I love Gabon so much.
Yeah, for sure. Devin?
Okay, so like to understand why I'm connected to Gabon specifically, you have to look one season back. I actually started my love for Survivor in the middle of Micronesia. So I started actually with Amy's Boot, which was the episode before the merge there. So Gabon became my first true full season I watched live because it came right after. So that kind of is why I wanted to do it, because like it was my, like, even though technically Micronesia was the first one I'd watched at all, this was the first one I'd watched fully through. And it's just such a chaotic mess of great TV moments. So like to come and actually talk about it, plus this is the first, like, this was my first full season. This is also the first time that I'd actually pegged the winner early. And that kind of got me into what I love now, which is the edit and what they're trying to tell us. So that kind of is why I wanted to come and do Gabon specifically.
Yeah, absolutely. So my history, I believe when I was watching all the old seasons after I like started live, I went back, watched all the old seasons. I believe Gabon used to be up on YouTube at one point, and I think that's where I first watched Survivor Gabon, was on YouTube, and then immediately really loved Kenny. I love the video game player, and I loved like the strategy that Kenny brought to the season. I'm sure we'll talk a lot more about him as we get into this cast, but like you guys said, Ace was also someone that fascinated me. Randy, Corinne, Sugar, they're the only 3 that have returned from this season, and there's good reason for all 3 of them to have returned because they're all iconic. And yeah, I mean, there's some other funny, like, minor characters across the season that do some really weird things, and you just laugh at them.
You
So
can't forget Crystal, the Olympian, who is
Yes.
such a challenge beast.
Crystal Cox, yes.
Her struggling up that hill is still probably one of my favorite moments.
Oh, we'll get there shortly, but yeah. Well, let's open up the season, because I think we need to open up Gabon by talking about that first Schoolyard pick. And Bob and Jillian are the two captains, being the oldest people. So Bob's 57, Jillian's 60, I think, at the time. So I thought this was really cool to like have the two older people start picking the tribes, and immediately you see Bob is picking a pretty solid team. Like, he gets a solid team going. Meanwhile, Jillian's over here ends up with the goon squad of tribes. And so, I mean, my favorite line is so she picks Crystal, and then Crystal picks Susie, and then you have Charlie over here being like, okay, well, we're playing stupid Survivor.
Yup.
It was 100% accurate. What are you guys doing?
Yeah.
I mean, Jillian got like 5 of her picks to the final 6, wasn't it, or something like that?
That's
so
true.
She
So
kind of was picking out gems, man. Come on. No, I'm just playing. But that was a train wreck pick by Jillian. My goodness.
yeah, I mean, if you do look at it, she did get 4 of the final 6 on her tribes, so that is true.
Well, that's because they survived everything horrible that they were like, we're making it to the end.
Yeah,
We're
that
good.
is true. Any other thoughts on this Schoolyard pick here?
I'll say this. I think, like, I want to defend her first pick a little bit with Crystal.
Yeah.
I think not knowing what we find out more into the season, like, if you're going to pick a woman, that would probably be the first one I would pick too. Like, she
Oh,
was,
yeah.
you know, Olympian. But then we see what that what that
Immediately right after. Like,
It was literally Olympian that
Immediate-
started the train wreck.
Yeah,
But-
so Crystal is going to use her brains, brawn, and blazing speed to win this game, and then sucks immediately on the hill.
She blamed it on her shoes and something else. That
Yeah,
I forget.
her
forget.
dress, because they put her in a dress as well.
She was like, I was having 10 pounds weigh me down or something like that. I was cracking up.
And do you guys know like the backstory behind Crystal's Olympic career?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
So she got her medal stripped from her because she did take steroids. That is comical. So
Crystal.
Crystal. Okay,
They
like,
took those away from her when she got to Gabon. They were like, no.
okay, like, while we're talking about Crystal, I mean, I don't want to go straight into it, but like, Crystal's edit on this season is literally one of the funniest edits that we've ever seen. Like, the only ones that come close to me are like what Coaches, Phillips, and Debbie. Like,
Yeah.
she's like right up there with them with this like slightly deranged.
They
not
needed to fit the delusional spot, and they picked Crystal. It was
Yeah.
fine.
so good.
He was just a straight up hater, delusional psychopath for like, what, 14 episodes?
During the Schoolyard pick, we're also introduced to another huge character in the season that I think it has like some relevance to this Schoolyard pick, and that is, you know, our pre-jury staple of Ace, who
yes,
some of the funniest confessionals throughout his run, but also this is where he immediately picks out Sugar.
Sure.
And that becomes probably one of the most, especially for the first half of the season, one of the most like seen relationships is the Ace Sugar relationship. So I think that it's important to start out with that he did pick Sugar, and this is the start of that dynamic.
Duo.
We use the word dynamic loosely here, but definitely interesting.
yeah. Ace, I think it's appropriate for a photographer to have a model. I can't do Ace's horrible accent, but
It
Neither
is
can
an amazing accent. Come down. When I first heard him grace my fucking screen, I was like, I already like this guy more than anyone on this season.
yeah, Ace is a fantastic character. Even like his confessionals, like, I don't know, like, I feel like we need to compare Michael's accent with Ace's, because like it's just funny when Ace's British accent goes out. Like there's a couple confessionals, like he calls, was it Kelly a weasel or something? And then like his accent just like goes out during it. So like you're like, I don't think that's how that's supposed to sound.
That's why I said not even Ace could do his own accent. Because
Yeah, it's funny. So
oh my god.
I also wanted to point out they put Ace in a snake shirt, so like they knew he was gonna be the snake of the season, but like there's like a cobra on his shirt, so like they knew.
They heard his pre-whatever. We're probably thinking, oh, this dude's delusional and crazy. He's gonna be great.
Yeah, and everybody's gonna see him as the snake.
Yeah, like Ace is top tier. Like he walks into the room, you cast Ace. Like
Yes.
Yeah.
Another person yet again from this season that I feel like's been snuffed on a potential return is Ace. So, like, as far as this Schoolyard pick, it was probably the worst case scenario for Fang, but the best case scenario for good TV, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, so I also believe the reason why Ace hasn't been cast again is because right after Gabon, then they had Coach, they had Russell. Like you had two of the biggest personalities come right after Ace, so Ace really got screwed by Coach and Russell being.
He was on the ballot too for the Heroes versus Villains, I think I read, and it probably came down to just he was just a pre-juror, and they wanted like Staples back. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to talk about Kenny a little bit because Kenny is someone to where, again, he's an unassuming guy. He's a video game player, and he turns into the biggest strategist of the season. He organizes multiple blindsides, which is funny when, Austin, when you shared Ace's like post-game interview about that, and he's like, Kenny didn't do anything. I'm like, wow, Ace, I feel like that's your delusion is definitely showing because we're literally shown how much Kenny is doing in the game.
Yeah,
So.
he was probably just pissed. I mean, I'd be too. I mean, you just swung my number one of this entire game over to get rid of me with a complete bullshit, I mean, like conversation. I didn't even have faith in Kenny, honestly, when I first seen him. I was like, oh, he's so pre-juror. But yeah, he proved me the hell wrong.
We love exaggerating because I do agree he was the biggest strategist of the season, but I would go out on a limb and say he was probably the only strategist on the season.
Yeah.
Like the hump was not very high for him to get there, but he is a very compelling character in the sense that like I feel like, especially in this first episode, where we kind of get to see him like attempt to form a bond with Michelle. And then obviously like that just completely goes in his face. And then like,
oh my God,
we get to see him evolve into a better strategist as the season goes on. So I just wanted to throw that out there that like benchmark for strategist on this season was set pretty low.
The way he would like call the women hot and like just randomly say it, like, oh, I think Michelle's hot, and then she's just
Kelly.
like, oh, or like when he was
Kelly.
Yeah, and then he picked Kelly. He's like, oh, I picked her because she's hot. I'm like, oh my God, Kenny.
So
Here's our good strategist. He is basing all of his, alliances and choices off of who he finds attractive.
I think before we move on, we should bring up our three returnees and talk about them a little bit. So we have Sugar, we have Corinne, and we have Randy. So immediately, Ace picks Sugar. We're going to be spending a lot of time at the Sugar Shack. And Sugar, I know she's not going to do well in Heroes versus Villains, neither is Randy, but I think here, yes, Kenny is, you could say, is probably the only strategist. I'm going to say Sugar is the other strategist. I mean, Sugar is the decision maker for a lot of these rounds.
Oh, yeah.
And if people were smart, they would have taken a shot at her, but they never take a shot at Sugar, and that's their mistake. So
go ahead, Austin.
All I was going to say is I kind of understand why on my second rewatch, because I remember on, like, my first time watching, I was just shocked. You know what I mean? I was like, damn, Sugar, like, just coasted all the way to the end. Why didn't she get any votes? It was just weird to me. But after I rewatch it now, I understand, like, she really was, like, a decision maker in almost every goddamn stage, just because some people were like, oh, she's just, like, the whole pre-merge, oh, she's a wimpy girl, like, she's not going to do shit, like, who cares? Like, we can just pull her, and that's all Ace has been doing with her. And then Merge, she just kind of turns kind of aloof and is like kind of just a bitch. And as everyone goes home, she's just, you know, Randy hates her now, Corinne hates her now, Charlie's like, fuck you, like, you know what I mean? Like, I can see why she got like where she put. Like, it makes sense why she was a decision maker, because she took advantage of the role she was put in.
Right.
I mean, here's the thing. Do I think Sugar's a good strategist? Absolutely not. I think Sugar is on the show one of the most wishy-washy people we've ever seen. But the thing is, she came into a power position, not really from her own accord, just naturally fell into it because of the chaos of this season. The biggest thing for me about Sugar is she's another one of these people who's in this archetype that I have created for myself of people named Jessica not going by their actual name on the show. And like, because I think of her, I think of Flicka, I think of Figgy, like they're all named Jessica, they don't go by their name. But more importantly, Sugar is the poster child for, you know, how to truly burn your bridges and make sure you get 0 jury votes.
So I have a fun fact about Sugar, and I don't know if any people know this, but I have a fun fact about Sugar. So Sugar had never seen Survivor, did not even know what Survivor was. She was an actress turned model. She was on Gilmore Girls, all these things. And they plucked her out to put her into the jungle of Gabon with having 0 idea on how this game was played. And I think, I mean, she's even said it herself, these people were so stupid that I picked up on it really quick and I was able to play them because they're all such idiots. And it's true. But like from that standpoint of her having zero idea about what this game truly was, I do think that she killed it. And for her to be a 0 vote finalist, I get, because this is a social game. But I also think that, again, they're pissed that little Sugar, like the one that they were dragging along, really had a handle on the game and played them all and then made it to the end. So I do think there was a little part of that too. I don't necessarily think it was all burning bridges.
And Kristen, obviously you love the Sugar Shack because you made the Kristen Shack.
Yes, and it works. I mean, if you know how to work it, then it works. So I am also proof of doing that in a game where I literally sat in a breakout room with Jake and didn't speak to anybody, and 5 seconds got a vote and switched the whole game. So kudos to you, Sugar. I thank you. Let's
hit on Randy next, our wedding videographer. Immediately, Randy says he hates love, will never get married himself, and Randy hates everyone, but he still makes friends with people. Like, Randy is a fantastic character that I don't think we have seen since, and we will never see again. So, like, absolutely, I'm glad Randy did get the chance to come back. Sadly, it didn't go as well for him, but I do love Randy as like a villain on this season. I think he's fantastic television.
Can I start with Randy? Because like,
yes.
Listen, we all know that I love the villains, right? But I will say, and I know we're going to talk about it later, so I'm not going to spoil it, but I'm going to hint at it. There's a moment where Randy kind of has everything come back around on him, and I, first time watching it, was jumping up and down, cheering in my living room because I hated this person so much. I have now, like all the rewatches and stuff, I love Randy. Like, I love Randy. I love Corinne. Like, I'm loving all of the villains of this season. But Randy is one of those people that he does not give 2 Fs about anything. He is going to tell you exactly how he feels about you. He does not sugarcoat it. Sorry for the pun, but like, he does not care. Like, he does not care in the slightest. And it's like, Randy, this is a social game, right? Like, you realize this, but that's just who Randy is, and that he's unapologetically Randy, and I love it. And I'm thankful for Randy.
I think there's a really good reason why he's like a good villain, like a villain that people enjoy, and it's because he's his authentic self. He's not someone who's trying to be a villain. Like, he literally hates you and does not give a fuck about you. You know what I mean? Jake, did the topic of like who's a villain and who's a like hero come up before 20, or did 20 like make that stigma for people to look out for?
I'm gonna honestly argue Gabon is one of the first to. I mean, I think there's a couple other seasons that do address it as well, but Gabon really addresses it because it's Earth's Last Eden. They really talk about we need the good guys to win, we need the bad guys to lose. Sugar says it, Maddie says it. A couple people say that throughout the season, and I really like that about this season, that it is like there is like the biblical reference of Earth's of Last Eden and. This place, like this paradise, but there's good and evil. I don't know. I really like that, and I like that then they used that for heroes versus villains and put Randy and Sugar in there because the person that wants the good guys to win versus the guy who hates love and hates everyone. So
and why I asked you that is because if you think about it, these last three before heroes versus villains like has strong players per side of each season. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it make I was just wondering.
So let's talk about Corinne, the woman that her first confessional is, I'm going to be a bitch. I'm going to be mean to whoever. Like, Corinne is wild. Again, we have never seen anybody like Corinne since and anybody like her before. I mean, we'll get to her final tribal eventually, but this woman is just evil and she loves it.
Corinne's the type of player I would play with.
Yeah, I mean, Corinne would be my best friend in the game. I mean, she's mean spirited. At least that's what we're shown on the show. I don't want to say in person. In person, she's probably wonderful. But from what we get,
she's wonderful. But she's also this person in real life.
She just hates dumb fucks.
I've met her. Yeah, she is.
And she has so much sass, so many like quick one-liners. I mean, she probably has, if not the number one, you hinted at it, like in the top 5 best jury speeches to have ever been said. So quotable. And like, I don't know. She's right up there with Randy in these people who are just naturally not feeling the good vibes. Like they don't rock on good vibes. They rock on bad vibes. And it does make for like top tier entertainment. I love Corinne as a character. It's a shame she hasn't got to come back for a third time. Honestly, she's great.
The thing about Corinne though too is it's just like Randy, unapologetically herself. Like she is not going to like tiptoe around your feelings. She does not care. She's here to win. She's here to play. And I just love again that she like every eye roll, every facial expression she has when somebody does something like nice, she's like, whatever, like, can we vote you out now? Like, she does not care. And I think again that Corinne was also another solid choice to bring back because it's somebody that you're like, oh my god, like I hate her, but I love her. Like like Austin's like, I would play with her. I 100% would align with her. 100% align with her. I would hate to play against her. I'll tell you that. I would hate to play against her.
I would just hope she doesn't think I'm a fucking moron.
Right. That's what I'm worried about. That's what I'd be like, does Corinne really like me?
Corinne would never vote me out because she's openly said like she will toss.
Yeah, she loves the gays.
Loves the gays.
Like,
hold on, that's a different season.
It is, but it ties in.
Well, it ties in because she will never vote Charlie out. So.
She does bring it up, but she had like the whole open. I love the gays is in another one. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. We'll talk about that much later. But all right. I think let's go to that first tribal council. So Fawn is starting to fail already. Jeff Probst already hates this season, already hates like the Fawn tribe specifically. But I bring it up. We have to do our first boot rankings, but I also want to bring up G Sizzle. GC gets elected as leader, immediately is going to quit the next night, and we're going to see him later almost get lost before a challenge. Like, G Sizzle is an enigma, and like this man is, I just can't believe that he got elected leader and then quit.
First of all, who was electing him leader? But second of all, like, you quit? Like, what are you quitting? This isn't a job. You're on an island, bro. Like, what are you doing? Golly.
He realized he didn't want that fucking leadership position on this tribe. That's what he realized.
Right, because they were a train wreck. I wouldn't want it either.
He's like, they're just going to vote me off. Screw that.
What's really funny to me is, like, obviously hindsight's 2020. They elect the person they probably should be voting out leader and the reason I say voting him out first is because we later learn that GC is not in this game. He does not necessarily want to stay. He kind of ends up kind of low-key quitting. So hindsight being 2020, the person who ends up not wanting to be there and basically says, vote me out, I don't want to be here anymore. They vote leader. And then arguably their strongest female player, they vote out first.
Which is ridiculous.
I cannot believe they did that.
I was shocked.
I remember watching it the first time, and again the second time. I'm just like, okay, she's just a asshole. Like, you all are assholes.
Get over the line, like in the first challenge. Like, didn't she get over the line like first or second? Like,
it was GC and Marcus first, and then Michelle was after them, I believe.
Right.
And then they kept Jillian, who's talking about crap.
Yeah, elephant. You want to see the elephant dung?
This tribe is elephant and dung, is what it is.
Yeah, it's burning dung.
It's not Fang, it's dung.
It's Kenny, Maddie, GC, Randy,
Susie,
Crystal, Michelle, Jillian, Dan.
Yeah.
We got this group where, I think people talk about how bad of a tribe this is, and it is. But, like, actually on paper, if I didn't know what these people were going to end up doing, I wouldn't think this was, like, too imbalanced. The problem with the imbalancing actually comes from the fact that, like, they clearly have multiple players who are easily the weakest, either physically or mentally on the season. And I just think it is hilarious that, like, their first initial thought is like, you know what, that girl who's like sometimes over there eating bugs, who was the first female to clear the entire first challenge, who put up actual effort for us to potentially win this first immunity. Yeah, like,
that's easy.
Why would we vote out the 70 or the 60-year-old grandmother when we could vote out like our strongest woman?
Yeah,
hey, she's giving them nutrients with the elephant dung.
Yeah,
I thought about her best chick athlete and keep grandma fucking Jillian.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, but like, there's so many other choices on this tribe. Not even just Jillian. There's so many other options. But taking this watching this like go down, I'm like, wait, did he read the votes? Like, what happened here?
Yeah.
Because it was one of those that you're like, this doesn't seem right. This is bad.
So let's get to those first boot rankings now that we're on Michelle. So the top 10 as it stands right now from Devin has not been on the panel, so this will be Devin's first time hearing these rankings. The first boot rankings so far, we have Tina Weston and All-Stars at number 1, Sonia from Borneo at number 2, Johnny Fairplay, Micronesia at 3, Chicken Damn at number 4 from China, Wanda and her singing at 5, Devin or Rock Shelter at 6, Diane from Africa 7, Peter Harking as Holes 8, Timbertina 9, and Pastor John Raymond from Thailand at 10. That's our top 10.
Who voted for these things?
Yeah, this is a really weird ranking because are we ranking them as a player or are we ranking them as a TV character?
I think most people went for TV character. That's why like Chicken and Wanda are.
Like,
they're awful.
I'm starting to question the entire panel on this.
Well, I have to say, like, Michelle's probably out of the first 17 first boots of the series, other than like Tina and Fairplay, who've proven that they're actually decent players. Out of the ones who've only ever been first boots, I would put more money on Michelle than most of the others as somebody who would potentially go deep later and if brought back. But as a TV character, she's pretty forgettable in the grand scheme. So I would say she probably, if this is the top 10 based on character, she can't be in it. Like,
Gavin, what do you have to base off after 2 or 3 days anyway? Like, I didn't even remember Michelle's name until you just brought her up.
Well, my point is, like, Michelle is like probably one of the few first boots who I think was booted more because the tribe didn't know what to do, more so than like.
Oh, they knew what to do. They thought they were she was annoying as shit. That's why they got rid of her.
So to be fair, like Michelle,
You can't say no. That's
she-
bad.
she's very negative. I mean, the fact that she gets voted off over freaking Jillian, like I feel like she had to piss more people off than she was. She only connected with Kenny. Like, I mean, I feel like we have to mark her down. I'm not saying the Fawn tribe was smart getting rid of her first, but I think she did some things wrong. So,
Oh, yeah, obviously did. She shouldn't have been anywhere in the discussion as far as like challenges. She should not have been in the discussion to be voted out. So she obviously has a terrible social game.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing that I'm trying to say is like, I feel like she's somebody out of the first boots. I could see her being like one of them that if they came back could learn from their first time, maybe. But overall, I don't think she deserves to be in the top 10 first boots. You know, maybe 12th or 13th or something like that.
yeah, I have her 53rd, so I have her in towards the bottom because again, she got voted out over Grandma Jillian, and like if that happens, you have to be pretty bad at the game, even if you're on a tribe that sucks as well. But
can we talk about the irony that they voted her out for being like this negative force when they have literally Randy on their tribe?
Randy, my favorite part of that tribal council also, I just wanted to bring up, when GC's elected leader, Randy's like, good luck, because he just wants to see GCE crash and burn. Like, so I love that. Okay, Michelle, where she ends up, she is officially number 15 overall. She is in the bottom 5 of the first boots. So, goodbye, Michelle. All right, let's move on. I think we should get to our second tribe swap because I did want to bring up. So they have to rank their tribe mates. Kristen, I know you did this in one of the Vanquish seasons. I think this is a really unique way to do it, just to see.
I did. Austin just looked at me like, "What?"
Yeah.
What season?
Was it season 9?
It was season. No, 7.
Oh,
Maybe it was 7. It was one of the seasons that you did it. I remember.
Yeah, it was definitely. Yeah, it was one of those. I'd have to go back but no, we definitely did. We had a very Gabon heavy season planned around it. So yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I want to say it was 7.
Yeah.
We
So
loved this season so much, he made it our own.
I did.
True. But yeah, so they have to rank each other, and so like at first it first starts off like, you know, they're picking their second best people, and then you have Kenny picking Kelly because she's hot. You have Bob getting saved for like near last when he's literally ranked 3rd on there. You have Crystal being upset that Randy's ranked above her, which is hilarious. And out of all this, you know, Sugar's sent to exile, but I want to talk about Jackie being one of the most swap screwed players ever because she was in a great position on original Coda. All of a sudden she swapped over, and I think Fawn just sees that basically Sugar's going to come join them if they lose, so they might as well get rid of Jackie, and also her and Ace are close. So like, and this is another instance of Ace is strong in challenges. We got to keep the guy around, so we got to get rid of the girl. So like, it really sucks for Jackie. In my opinion, she didn't really do anything wrong. She just got swap screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I want to start by talking directly about the way that they chose to do this swap.
Yeah.
So if anyone from the production team ever gets to hear me say this is how you do a proper swap and cause drama. You are going to get drama from the tiering. You're going to get drama from people picking based off of their own personal preferences. Maybe they think somebody's hot and they want to put them on their tribe or whatever. To me, this is how you do a swap, because this is one of the most iconic swaps in Survivor, in my opinion, where there is genuine like gameplay, like because of what happened at this swap. It actually is more than just like, oh, I got swap screwed. Like, the person who gets swap screwed here gets swap screwed because of the way this played out with Sugar joining the team that loses a player. So
right.
Like, this was more direct. This seemed more in the player's hands, and I love that. So this is probably one of the funniest swaps of Survivor, and I feel like Jackie probably was in a decent spot and kind of, you know, she didn't get a lot of time for us to get to know her, but
Right.
we know that she was in a good spot, and nobody was ever talking about her before this swap. So, yes, I do agree. She's one of the most swap screwed players, but it's on one of the best swaps that we've ever had.
So let's get to the double boot round, and this is where Ace and Dan are going to go. This is where the game really kicks into high gear. So
It kicks
basically,
into high gear.
yeah. So we have.
That's not a word I would use either. But
Well, okay. Well, there's Blindsides that are
it turned up one notch.
Yeah, one notch. But we have the double, so we have the log rolling immunity challenge. We end up with Marcus and Sugar having immunity, and so we're gonna send both tribes to tribal. This is where all hell breaks loose, and so on the Fawn tribe, we get our biggest blindside so far, and we're gonna see Sugar flip on Ace. This is crazy because so Ace makes a deal with Maddie, gets Maddie on his side, and we think, okay, Sugar and Ace have the idol. Sugar's gonna obviously side with Ace, and then Kenny manipulates Sugar. And yes, the Ace hole where Ace apparently in an interview said he didn't know what Sugar said, but it was so clear that she wrote Ace hole on her parchment.
No, what that tells us is that not only is he really bad at accents, but he also can't read correctly, so it's fine. Austin, you're on your own here for this Ace love because
I'm gonna let somebody else talk, but I do have so much to say about this round.
Yeah.
This was one of my top 5 most mad upset moments I've ever had watching Survivor, because I was so into Ace's game, and I was like, oh my god, he's gonna make it to merge, he's gonna do it, he's gonna fuck this entire shit up, and then Sugar just swaps on him, and I'm just like, oh my god, why are you listening to this little degenerate gamer and his freaking Olympian steroid user, bro? Like are you kidding me?
Listen, okay, let's just cut the crap. Dan going home
is the worst part of this whole thing.
May him rest in peace.
Yeah, sadly.
Not the interesting part though of this vote off. The Ace boot is way more interesting. And
see, I would say that I was more sad about Dan going than Ace.
Yeah.
Why did they even send Dan home? Like, Susie, you all did not care about Susie. Just get rid of her there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. To me, they obviously made the wrong play by sending Dan home.
And they could have saved it all if they just didn't fuck up the next part that I'm sure Jake knows what I'm referencing. Like, they literally had it. Oh, my God.
All right, Devin, go on your rant.
Go ahead.
Okay, like, Susie stayed because at this point, Susie has proven herself as the only person who is capable besides Bob at camp at actually keeping these people alive. Like, that's my...
Do these people care? They're getting rid of their... I don't even know if they care.
She's clearly more useful to this tribe than Dan. But like, what else would they be keeping her for other than maybe because she gathers sticks a lot?
I'm so fucking sorry. Can we need to pause because useful? Listen. I'm gonna refrain from quoting another podcast law.
Quotes around these words, Christian.
This bitch is as bad as useful as my fucking hot-aired breath of me yelling at somebody. There's zero use for her. She is the new Shannon of Lost. She is the biggest pain of any existence. She's dead weight. I like the fact.
I thought Susie was going to be first boot.
Susie, like, we will get into Susie because Susie has one of the weirdest edits I've ever seen for Survivor. But, like,
they enforced her confession.
I love that you said useful in keeping people alive because she picked up a stick. Like, this is like, they're not together.
We are what? Christian. We are talking about Gabon here. Gabon.
I'm sorry. No. I mean, getting the lesson about elephant dung was more useful than Susie at camp, okay?
Oh my God.
Yeah, but like, in all honesty, every time we do see Susie in the pre-merge, she's pissing off Corinne or picking up sticks or taking scales off of a fish or something. Like we
Listen,
never
I honestly think that she picked up the same stick every time. I don't think she actually went up more. I think she just keeps.
I still can't fathom how she even gets to where she gets.
Thank
how
you.
Yeah,
Susie is an underrated gem in Survivor history in my mind. She's kind of low-key
Is she?
hilarious. She's
Is
hilarious.
She's an undercut. You're right. She's a gem because she just got stuck on the right tribe the entire pre-merge, and then she
How funny to me.
she
Like,
got in the right spot when they wanted to flip on
She
Charlie.
picked
You're
up
right.
one stick.
my
You're
favorite,
right.
one of my favorite parts of Gabon is whenever they're talking about voting, and she's like, goes up to Corinne, and Corinne's like, "Who are you voting?" And she's like, "Well, I was thinking about it."
Probably you.
yeah, probably. I love that so much, and it's like,
Devin,
But, and
your
then Corinne, I love
confessional?
Corinne's like confessional right afterwards. Like, what
Yeah.
kind of idiot?
this bitch.
They were probably sitting here thinking like, we need somebody who is also aloof of how to play socially, but actually
They
not
had
like.
Sugar already. They didn't need another one.
Well, listen, you got to have some people for these crazy people to go off on. Like, and Susie brought that every time she came to the screen. She was making someone upset, and
Mostly me,
Somehow-
because I had to watch her.
and she's hardly ever voted for. That's the funny part.
I like
Nobody
how
ever-
Devin's this edit guy, loves the confessionals, and then he's here praising Susie, who every episode she gets 2 confessionals of her just saying, "Who's gonna take
I
me
like
to 3?
Yes,
Is this
yes,
person
that's
taking me
literally
to
what she
3? Are you taking me to 3? Or are you gonna take me to 3?"
Hey, somebody took her to 3. I think it's not necessarily me
Yeah.
defending Susie. It's more or less just me saying, like, we know where she goes in this game. And you can either be upset about it or you can try to find the joy in it. And the joy that she brings when she makes all of the Corinnes and the Randys and even Sugar later on, she gets under her skin, Kenny and Crystal, she just makes them all so upset. And then we get all of these great iconic moments because every time they try to do any kind of move, Susie is there to screw it to 9 kinds of hell. And I can appreciate that for this season. It's so funny to have
This
her.
is just Susie with her crock pot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my-
Also, you brought up that somebody did bring her to Final 3. I will argue on this. I think that they just ran out of options. Like, they ran out of people. They forgot they were at the Final 3 and she just happened to be there. They're like, "Oh shit, Susie, you're
well,
still here."
she happened to win the final immunity somehow.
Don't even get me started on that. Don't even get me started.
She's a challenge beast. She won 2 fucking
Oh my!
immunities.
too.
Stop it! Stop it right now.
She's one of the best. Who made it to Final 3? Like, whenever you think that line, like Susie's up there as like who?
Right, you
So
forget
I just-
she was there.
I choose to enjoy Susie for what she brought, and what she brought was a constant catalyst to make all of the people on Gabon extremely upset,
Including me watching it.
and upset Kristen, and
Yes.
everybody knows that those are things I enjoy in life.
I'm glad
Everybody enjoys
Devin.
upsetting Kristen.
I'm glad Devin can be positive in case we can get Susie on the show here. Come on the show, Susie.
Susie, listen, you are probably a very wonderful person. Watching you on Gabon
Yeah.
was painful. Listen, here's the other thing, though. I will take the time, though, for like any viewers that were watching this and things like that. Like, even if the actual person we're talking about is watching, like, all of this is done by the show, not how you are in real life. And people
Right.
that like send like threats to like survivors over
Oh,
and edit
absolutely.
and things like that. Don't stop doing it. Stop doing it. These
Yeah.
are real people.
Please
Yeah,
right?
that's loser activity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't do this. We're poking fun at Susie out of fun and
On the
her
show.
just
Yes.
Yeah,
her
I
complete
did
train
say,
wreck stuff.
though,
But
we do want to talk about the Ace boot. The Ace
Yes.
boot is, to me, one of the funniest, best pre-merge boots of Survivor. Like,
Awesome, bad.
Sugar riding Ace hole on the that. Do you know that led to so many other people? Like, I know they did it with Russell. They put Rass hole in Redemption Island. Somebody did. I mean, we have gotten some really funny ways to vote somebody off since Sugar did this. And let's face it, like, Ace is gold TV. He did what he needed to do for the season. He's probably more iconic than somebody who made the final 3. Let's say, Susie. but it was
What
good.
I would say he's a top 5 most depressing vote out of all time. That's the only top 5 I'd put him in.
Listen, the thing about Ace for me though is I was so glad that he went here because I couldn't imagine him being on a jury and having to listen to his final jury speeches. So at least
he would have fit right in on this crapshoot.
Yeah, I was gonna say if I could do anything, I would add him and Dan to the jury to make it even more.
Do you know how loony bin Dan would have sounded on that jury compared to everyone else?
Oh my god!
Oh my god, Dan. Poor Dan. I like Dan. I'm sad to hear he passed away a few years ago. Because like I don't know, I liked him, and like I know he said at the beginning of the season he was trying to find himself. Like I knew that he was on his own personal journey, and I can respect that. Did you guys notice also in the preview for the double boot episode they had a scene of like Dan telling, who was it, Charlie or Randy, he was saying let's vote out Marcus. At one point they did show a scene like that, and then it wasn't actually in the episode. So I wonder if Dan tried to gun for Marcus, and that's another reason why he went home.
Probably.
I mean, so Dan didn't blend in with this cast very well. Like
No.
in a normal setting, I'd say Dan is decently insulated because he seemed like a regular kind of like easygoing type of guy. But when you're cast with Corinne and Randy and Sugar and Ace and Crystal and Kenny and all these crazy people, like you just aren't going to fit in. And I feel like his boot was kind of like this unceremonious, like he was clearly on the outs the entire time, but never could get footing. And then he just kind of goes home whenever his tribe is forced to go to tribal.
Right, exactly. Yeah. All right. Well, let's hit our fake merge episode. What should have been the merge, but they decided to throw another last-minute tribe swap. But thankfully they did, because it made the season a little bit more entertaining. Because otherwise
we needed more.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise we would have gotten like the Onion Alliance making it to the end, most likely, if this doesn't happen. So, but yes, so we get the merge feast, or what they think is the merge feast, and so. A lot of fun stuff here. We have Kenny finding a clue, but then Charlie catches him. So, like, then that starts Kenny being super petty against Charlie for the next episode. You obviously have Randy and Marcus finding the idol. With all due respect to King Bongo or President Bongo, I'm the king of Gabon, as Randy says. And then Marcus and Randy throw an idol into the ocean. Oh, boy.
They pulled a Rose from Titanic with that idol. They were like, boo, see ya.
Why does nobody talk about that? It's got to be one of the dumbest things that's ever happened on Survivor history. And people want to, like, say James's non-idol play was dumber. Like, I think that's stupid as hell. You're in a power position and you have an idol in your hand. Just pocket it.
Right.
I mean... So, Kristen probably knows this. Jake, you might. I had a sit-down conversation with Bob during Over the Edge, and I sat with him for almost 35, 40 minutes, and he actually talked about this, and he said there was like a whole idea that somebody pocketed the idol and they truly didn't throw it in the ocean, and it was actually like something, this is a little bit of behind the scenes of the show. So they actually, even though they like obviously portrayed it on the show like it 100% happened and everybody knew that it happened or whatever, apparently when they were actually out there were like rumblings that it was actually pocketed and that idol was still in play. So, you know, I think that does lead a little bit more light onto why certain things happen, even though they don't get shown. We only get to see an hour. But this is one of the funniest episodes to me because it truly sets up them thinking they're going to merge only to have another swap where we get essentially like, I never really pegged him as, even early on, as somebody who I thought would win. But a lot of people thought Marcus would win the season, and we actually lose our, you know, main strategy focused character who isn't coming across with like a negative edit in a very, very crazy kind of, I don't want to say blindside, but I think he was a little blindsided that Crystal stuck with her original alliance and voted him out. I think that was a misplay on Marcus's end, but this whole episode, even the fight during the challenge with Randy and them with the like, just throw it in, just
The
throw
golf,
it in there.
yes. That one, that is hilarious. I love the golf challenge, but I believe that's next episode. But yes, it's a good moment. I did want to bring up as well. We haven't talked about Maddie much, and we haven't talked about Bob either. I loved meeting Bob over the edge as well. So I talked to him for a little bit, just about like his final tribal and things like that, and about like his experience. So it's really fun talking to Bob. We're hoping to get Bob on the show, so we're working on that just for the viewers. Yeah, I think for Maddie, I think Maddie went cuckoo a little bit from being on Fawn so long, because then we get to this challenge and he's literally laughing and like, you know, taunting Bob at the challenge. And then my favorite Jeff Probst line in this season, Maddie is laughing his way to tribal council.
Yeah.
He was actually mad too. It almost sounded like, just like, why is he not taking this serious?
Yeah. I think Maddie's fun. I think like Maddie probably would be someone in any season that probably would do pretty decently anyway, even if it wasn't a train wreck season like Gabon. But you know,
just a good vibes, goofy guy.
Yeah.
I loved Maddie. I love Marcus too. Like, it was so funny because like I had like one side that was like kind of how this season was like projected, right? The heroes versus villains, without it being the heroes versus villains season. But like I love the Maddie and the Marcus, but then like the Corinne and the Randy of it all, like it's this beautiful mess that we keep referring to, because it's just like you don't expect these things to turn out the way they do. Like Marcus, like again, one of the smartest players of the season, he didn't plan any of this. You know what I mean? You think that Marcus would have had plan A through Z, you know what I mean? And he didn't. So it's
his plan B was throw the idol in the fucking ocean, and
that he needed.
Yeah. Well, and the fact Marcus apparently had the highest IQ according to Jeff at the reunion. It was him and Randy. So you know, that's something to hang their hat on. Let's get to Marcus's Blindside now, which is again a huge turning point that we're going to see. Kenny and Crystal are able to get Susie to flip, which I mean, again, I think it's also due to Coda's absolute mishandling of Susie, and that they should have voted her out over Dan. But
I mean, there's that. Like, they should have voted her out over Dan. There's also the fact that if you're not going to vote her out over Dan, don't sit there and like belittle her and be like negative and ostracize her, which is what they kind of did. Right. I mean, it seemed like the only member of Coda that even remotely like tried to talk to and like was Bob. Like, we did see a few moments where they would like go do this together or whatever, but like I firmly blame this on Coda's mishandling of somebody who clearly was going to be in a good spot if there was a swap, because they were going to be picked up by one of the two sides. So I think that this is kind of a lesson to learn, that even if you are like one of the better strategists on a season, it does boil down to how you treat people. And you treat somebody like they're on their last doorstep, or, you know, lesser to the tribe than, you know, one bad swap and you're gone on you're the first juror.
No, I think that is like the thing too, that a lot of people do badly in Survivor, is that they shut doors that they should always leave open. I mean, I've even seen it on Vanquish where people are like, I'm done. And then like just this past season, like we had a player that was like, I'm voting you out, and then ended up needing them to help them stay in the game. Was like, well, will you vote to keep in? They're like, you just said you were about to vote me out. No. Right. Like, these are the things that you have to, like, even though you may not want to work with them and you're like, they're 1 foot out the door, we're going to get them next time, whatever, you still can't shut that door and be closed-minded to those people, because again, this is what happens. But Susie's a wishy-washy player. So like, who didn't see this coming? The fact that Marcus did not plan on this to happen is shocking to me.
Yeah. Really, it's really shocking to me too. But Austin, any thoughts on the Marcus Blindside?
No, I think everyone touched it. I mean, I go back to Devin's only point that I'm like really keen on. Like, why even keep Susie in the game? Because you at least can dictate where Dan's gonna go. Like even if you think he's gonna go opposition, like at least you know what I mean? You don't know what Susie's gonna do, and you literally said it a million times. What the hell is Susie gonna do? Let's just get her next time. Like, I don't know. Like, why even want her on the jury when you all don't like her? Like, she wouldn't vote for you at that point either. Like, I don't know. I just don't. Those two massively bad reads by Marcus just kill his entire game for me. I'm just like, wow, you just gave it all up right at this spot.
Right.
I will say one last thing about Marcus, though, because I was such a huge fan of him. I was very sad to never see him come back to Survivor. And then later on, like, this show had like one season and one season only. It was where they were like getting married and making a baby. Like, I don't know if anybody knows this, but this was a show. It was hosted by Kristen Davis, and he was a contestant on it and made it really far as well. Like, almost like, I think it was like Final 4, Final 3 of like being picked to be like, it was like, who's your baby daddy or something. I don't even remember what the name of it was, but it was like something really stupid. But I was like, we were getting the cast, and I was like, is that Marcus? Like,
I was so confused. What the fuck did you just say? What?
There's a show out there. Kristen Davis from Sex and the City hosted it. And it was somebody that they were trying to find their next baby daddy or whatever it was. It was like insane.
But Marcus is on it?
Kristen.
I did not make this up. I promise you I was very excited.
No, so to sum up what Kristen just said is that Marcus is such a good player that he was able to get to first jury on Gabon and then get recasted on a show where you get to make a baby and made it all the way to third place.
Yes.
Wow.
That's your argument?
No, I was just saying that I was excited to see him on my screen again. There was nothing about the strategy part of it. I was just like, it was cute.
Yeah, congrats. You get to be a baby daddy.
All right. Let's move on. They actually do merge, and we get the No Bag tribe, which is one of the worst merge tribe names of all time.
No bag. Listen, they have no bag because the bag got shown on episode 2 and forgot to get blurred out.
That's a great tribe name. What do you mean? No bag?
No bag.
It's so original.
It is terrible. I mean, honestly, maybe it's still just for the memes. It's better than it's
Don't.
better.
America?
Don't.
No, I was gonna say better than the ones that you combine the tribe names. We also should.
I wasn't yelling at you. I was yelling at Austin because he was getting ready to say it. That's why I was
America, yeah.
Kristen knew.
We also should mention. Speaking of memes, we should mention the GIF, the famous GIF of Maddie, Sugar, and Corinne after Marcus is voted out, and Maddie smiling.
Love it. The amount of times I've used that GIF for so many purposes. It's like perfection. Chef's kiss.
I would 1,000,000% been Maddie. That's my favorite person of those three. I'm just like he is fucking killing me.
I just love it because it's like they're both like, and he's just sitting there back there like, he's living his best life.
Yeah.
That reminds me of like Devin. Devin's just in the back watching chaos.
Lighting the match itself.
So this episode,
I see COD.
You're right. This is the episode with the fling the golf ball thing. Talk about like people getting real high strung on a really simple challenge.
Yeah.
Another challenge. I wish they'd bring this one back.
Yeah, just
they were so the amount of screaming and like attitude. Like this is like honestly, this is me trying to explain to my kids to do anything. Like if you've ever seen like, hey, grab that pot holder and grab this pot, and they're like about to grab the bottom of it with their bare hand, and it's like, no, grab the pot holder to grab the pot. They're like, what? What do you mean?
Can we be honest? This season has a lot of unique like challenges that only like a place like Gabon could hold. Like they're playing goddamn golf in a goddamn wide open ass area where the hills are just all the way down on slopes and like.
Can you imagine if they asked him to go retrieve the ball every time? I would.
Yeah. My favorite part is Randy yelling at Maddie, and the Maddie's just like, shh.
And then comes over there kicking her feet up. She's like, I can't hear them. I hope we're winning.
Okay.
I hope we're winning.
I have a question. Can we get a round of applause? Because obviously at the immunity challenge we have challenge beast Susie winning a fire making challenge.
Queen Jesusita, she has come. She has arrived.
It's about
Why
the
was
time we've only been halfway through the season.
Why was everyone so pissed too? Devin.
Because they all hate her.
Oh my god.
Everyone was just like, why? And then here's Devin watching. Yeah, Susie! Woo!
All right. Well,
Devin, Susie's only fan.
Don't put me in the OnlyFans camp. Oh my.
I didn't put an S on the end of that.
Oh, well,
yeah. Let's head to this tribal council just because I wanted to point out this. So this is where Randy and Corinne. Randy's calling or not Corinne, Crystal, calling Crystal Bigfoot and Sasquatch. Man. Oh, Randy.
Randy.
And Randy also puts Crystal Cox. He puts CC, and Jeff has to ask Randy who's the vote for.
He's like, write a name out so I don't have to ask you who your vote is.
Oh my god, it's so funny. We haven't seen that since Thailand. So
but like, also, who else would it have been at that point?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Jeff.
Like, I feel like that was Jeff just calling Randy out to be a dick. Because like, who else is CC?
Jeff doesn't care. I mean, the season almost made him quit the show. So.
Right, but I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? Like, who else is it, Jeff? Like, who else would that be?
To be fair, if I was the host of this type of season, I'd probably also be livid also. I'd be like, I can't stand these psychopath fuckers that just hate each other every goddamn second of the day. Like, it's day 25 and they're still cussing at each other and hating each other.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. I mean, you watch the recaps, and Jeff is literally talking about how shitty Fawn is and how, like, he hates the people. Like, every single recap is like, Fawn, one of the worst tribes ever.
He's just bashing his head in on a keyboard because he can't take it anymore.
If he could, he would write Gabon off of his list of Survivor seasons.
Yeah, absolutely.
The long lost files.
So Charlie is gonna go. Unfortunately, Charlie's only stuff in this content this season was wanting to jump on Marcus.
Yeah, I mean, Charlie is in this weird edit as well. Like that is kind of one of the reoccurring themes of this season is if you're not getting a psycho edit, you are getting a very weird edit where you come across psychotic in a different way. So like this whole season, it's literally Charlie just talking about how sexy he finds Marcus and how much he'd make the perfect husband and man. And
well, obviously he was in labor of love. They saw it too.
Can we talk about the development that Charlie does though? He creates the husband alliance here. Like he gets Marcus and he is going to drag Marcus to the end. He's the first one to ever create this alliance.
Yes,
it's important to Austin.
Yeah.
Well, this is what
I was Marcus in my debut.
I know.
And Devin was Charlie wanting to jump all over Austin.
The husband alliance.
Listen, whenever you're short for marriage picks, you never know who you're going to get stuck with.
That's what happens in Kentucky.
But all seriousness, like Charlie's like one of these people who I think is probably a middling player overall. Probably deserved a slightly better edit than he got. But he was kind of this unceremonious boot where we kind of knew he was probably toast going into this tribal, in my opinion.
He was like the jury vote that I was just like yawning. I was like, all right, next.
Yeah, I agree. Let's get to a round of this merge that isn't a yawn because it's probably the best episode of the season.
Yeah!
Let's talk about this auction. Let's take it off with the auction because we're going to get Randy and Sugar fighting over cookies.
Wait, hold on. I need to go get a cookie. Hold on.
The cookie gate is why the Survivor auction should happen. Because I love it. They should read the room. If they have a really petty cast, do the auction. Because the cookie, when she takes the second cookie and then hands it to Maddie and then takes the half and hands it and freaking
But
Randy.
after she repeatedly said, "I don't want a cookie. I don't want a cookie."
What was
my favorite part.
Randy?
I love when Jeff calls it out, and then Randy's like, "Would you like to repeat?"
Yeah, like he's about to go sock Sugar or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Randy's final confessional at the auction. He's like, I left this auction half drunk and pissed off.
No, he first off says Sugar can what?
Kiss my ass.
Kiss my ass.
I was gonna say he wants everybody to kiss his ass. So Bob is sent to exile. This is where Bob is going to make his first of two fake idols, two very good fake idols. And now we can talk about Bob because this is Bob's probably best move of the game is his fake idols and how he utilizes them. I do think when we get to this Randy moment here, I do think he almost loses himself a jury vote, but also he also gains favor with Sugar. So by doing it to keep him in the game.
I mean, like you guys will know this better, but like I think it was Corinne or something. It was like, I mean, he made glue. It's like, yeah, he's not an idiot. He is like an actually smart person on this cast here.
Yeah. I like how crafty Bob is, and like again, I think Bob is still a decent player. Now I do think that Bob has a couple times where I don't think he knows what's going on, but again, half this cast doesn't know what's going on half the time. So like I still really like Bob, and I still obviously really enjoyed talking to him. I just think at times I think he was a little out of his depth with the people.
I mean,
he makes himself very useful for two main reasons, and it's his smarts and his ability to like live in the survival elements. Like
right,
and work ethic, yeah, for sure.
Yes,
he literally drives off that basically from the start till merge, and then he really puts his smarts out there together where he knows he's in the bottom, and he's like, "Fuck it, these guys are kind of psychopaths. I can try to finagle anything I can do here," and I mean. He kills it with a fake idol there.
Yeah, absolutely. Did we want to talk about Randy pissing everybody off back at camp and literally telling Susie to shut the fuck up?
I mean, it's nothing new. It's Randy.
I think that's the best part of the season, honestly, where he just cusses everyone out and makes everyone hate him.
He's done. Because it's like, because of the setup too, like this is where it's like, oh gosh, like there's more to just like making the idol, right? Like there was more to this entire thing, like that he's like, oh, I'm good. And this is why I can't wait to talk about this. And if this is the time, Jake, let me know, because this is like where I really want to get into.
Let's get into this tribal now. Let's get into Randy playing the fake idol. Sugar tells Bob that she wants Randy to go, so Bob is gonna listen to Sugar's request and give Randy the fake idol. So Randy so confidently gets up and plays it, and Jeff says this is not an immunity idol. You get Randy's reaction, you get everybody cracking up laughing, Sugar and Crystal mainly, and then Randy is gone. So talk about this moment. What do you guys think?
So when I brought up earlier in this podcast, when I was jumping up and down. One, it was like when I first watched this, I hated Randy, right? And I was like, haha, you got what you deserve. But also, it's the amount of cockiness that came from Randy that he stood up with like, let me just walk my idol over here, Jeff. Like he's like, I got you all. Like, haha, the cockiness radiating from Randy. And then Jeff to pull the Maury Povich, you are not the father with this idol is like one of the best things to see Randy's face, because Randy's face was like, wait, what? What just happened? And then I will point out too that this is another reason where Bob could have lost a jury vote, but the issue is Bob was not laughing. Everyone else was laughing. Bob was like, I mean, I did it. I did what I was supposed to do. I'm hurt for Randy right now, but this is what had to be done. And so, like, I think that's what does save him this jury vote, is because he was not. This was a very cruel thing to do, and to laugh about it afterwards. It's a necessary thing to do in Survivor if you're worried about, like, you know what I mean. You got to get this person out one way or the other. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Agreed. Any other thoughts?
So I'll let Austin go because I only have one major comment on this tribal council.
I just can't believe he believes that this is a real idol. Like, Sugar's in the Sugar Shack 9 million times. Like, do you really think this chick? Sure, maybe she just seems stupid. Like, I think she's been there 6 times, living lavishly, looking plump, and didn't try looking for an idol. Like, I don't know, that entire like Corinne and Randy like being like, oh my god, we got the idol, we're about to shoot these motherfuckers. I'm just, the first time I was watching them, like, come on, dude, like, come on, think about it. Like, this guy, like, can you think that this might be fake, like, for one fucking second? Like, do you really think Bob found it on the 9th time going to this place? Like, I don't know. I still think to this day that it's just funny as hell how Randy was so cocky and like thought he had it. And I just love the jury, how they're just like literally dumbfounded. I don't know. It's a very funny one. Everyone's just making fun of Randy, and it's like the origin story of this villain going downhill right then and there. Like, his entire episodes here of him just blazing the fucking fire, and then right at the tribal, he's like, oh, watch me, you know what I mean? And then boom, just gets the rug tugged out from under him, and see ya.
I will say to this point really quick, Austin, before Devin gets to his one thing that he's going to say, I will say that, I mean, with speaking to some of like the other like survivors and stuff that have been out there, I know that I've talked with Jacqueline from San Manuel del Sur, and I'll bring that up later, you know, when that comes to the 1 through 50. But being out there with like zero food, zero sleep, zero like energy, all those things is completely going to affect your brain, where all of us are like, it's completely obvious that this is not an idol. Like, this is not the idol for you, Randy. But like, I can't imagine just like not having the brain power to like really make those like rational thoughts that you're like, right, this screams fake all over it, and they just don't see it. And it's like, man, what that does to you on Survivor. And we're talking like 39 days, and this is like early season where they're really getting nothing. So like, yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
All right, Devin.
You have made my life hell from day one. Screw you. Go home.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Wait, what does Sugar say? Someone say her line.
You're a drunk, bigoted, old loser, right? And you should grow up before you die alone.
Loser.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, again, like, I think that this is the other part too that didn't help Sugar really in her final tribal, because like this was a cruel thing to make this man believe that he knew his writing was on the wall. He did extra steps to make everybody hate him and to vote him out, right? Like, this was the whole plan. Then to laugh in his face after, I mean, trust me, I was laughing, but like, I'm not trying to make him vote for me at the end either. So like, maybe stifle it, and then as you walk away, laugh your butt off. Like,
yeah, it was definitely not a good look on Sugar's part at all. All right, let's get to the next round. And I know, Kristen, you've talked about this with me before, but the loved ones visit where Bob wins and Peggy comes out. And if you want to address what happened.
I cannot hide my love for Peggy. I love Peggy so much. But I learned like early on, and then to actually sit and speak with Peggy at Over the Edge Celebrity Weekend, which plugging Over the Edge Celebrity Weekend, check it out, December 4th through 6th, meet all of your favorite reality stars. Anyway, with that, to have Peggy like actually be able to sit here and talk with her, and for her to be like, oh my gosh, not a lot of people know that. And I'm like, people should know that, because Peggy, what you did here is amazing. And so for those that do not know, the loved one visit was just that. It was Peggy, and she spent time with Bob, and then Bob was supposed to bring Peggy back to camp. Well, because all of the loved ones had all flown out there, like, can you imagine flying everybody out there to be like, just kidding, get on a plane and go home? First of all, insane. But Peggy took the moment and said, well, I'm not going back to camp without all the other loved ones. And they were like, well, it's just supposed to be the winner. And she's like, we all came out here for our loved ones. We're all going to go spend time with our loved ones. And so that was Peggy telling them that she would not go and do the filming if not everybody could come back. So I think that's where the surprise of everybody's faces come in, of like, what they're shocked that they're even coming back with them. But Peggy, she's like, not a lot of people know that. And I'm like, you're the real hero of Gabon, Peggy. Like, that's such a sweet moment to see all of them like come over the hill and all of their faces light up. I think that's such a beautiful moment.
Yeah, where Bob whistles and then they come in. Yeah, it's really good.
I mean, because we see some amazing moments here. I mean, Sugar, like her sister brought like her dad's ashes. They're able to have that moment. There's so many like moments of just like pure love that you can only get from a loved one. Like, and especially when you're stuck in this hellhole of Gabon that everybody's insane. Like, that's the thing we need.
My favorite loving moment of a loved one's was Corinne just telling her loved one how much she loves everybody and like just really explaining to him like I would do anything for these people. I love them so much. Corinne, that touched me.
If you guys can tell, this is sarcasm. This is
yeah, it's really funny. And then we do get the moment Austin and I were talking about it a little bit in the chat as well. This is the moment where Bob tells Corinne about pocketing Marx's idol. The preview shows it. And I love, that's one of the best previews of the next episode, in my opinion, because you're like, wait, what? Bob pocketed Marx's idol? Like, what happened? So I love this moment. And again, I think this is probably one of Bob's better moves. Unfortunately, it doesn't work because Kenny and Crystal are going to blow up their own games. But it very much was a good it was a good thing to try for Bob. I think this was a good move.
I mean, it slightly worked, right? Like they had Kenny and Crystal really thinking like, shit, he might have this. But Kenny had the ultimate brain power to say, well, let's actually just flush, like let's split the vote. We'll still have Corinne have the 4, but we'll throw the 3 on Maddie so that idol gets flushed too. So like they were thinking, okay, that's real. They'll use it. And then we get not only the idol out of here, but we get Maddie out of here. So
Yeah. And unfortunately, ended up being a brain fart instead on Kenny's part. But
he's so tunnel visioned on this factor of, hey, I'm killing this game right now.
Right.
What if I just make this another stellar move that not going to piss anybody off with who I vote for? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. It's one of those things that, again, we're like, assess your cast here, right? Like where I was talking about earlier is like they don't even know what you're saying right now. They're just like, sure, whatever. Like for you to like get this whole thing and then to like it just, again, showboating too much. Not a fan.
Yeah, understandable. This is where Kenny really falls apart. So anything else? Are we ready to? I think we can hit finale. And the last thing I really want to bring up before we get to fire making with Kenny here blowing up his game is this deal that he makes with Bob, where he thinks Bob is going to fall on his sword, give him immunity, and then he can backstab Bob. And like, this is just, I don't understand why Kenny is still bitter. I think Bob told me also when I talked to him Over the Edge, he said Kenny is still bitter to this day. And it's just absolutely ridiculous.
It's asinine. It's not even ridiculous. It's asinine to think you're pissed because Bob finally wised up and was like, I'm not going to give this to you because you are going to use this against me and I'm trying to win. Like, it's just asinine to me that he even thinks that this is acceptable to act this way. If you wanted immunity so badly, then I guess you should have won it. Like, you're ridiculous. You're mad that your brilliant plan was totally like, we have Bob who's smart. You're not playing this on Susie. You're playing it on Bob. Like, this is not.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. This is another moment. Like, again, Bob had the connection with Sugar that he did build through this merge and everything. Where again, it's another really good mark on Bob's game that he's able to get the information that Kenny's trying to screw him. So then he's going to make the intelligent decision, obviously not to listen to Kenny. So
yeah. I think it's crazy that he's still upset about this, or even was upset about it in the moment, because you were going to use this to take him out. So like, how are you mad? You just got like, whatever.
It's ridiculous. So. Let's get to our fire making. So Susie somehow wins the House of Cards. Somehow. Devin was cheering again.
I'm just what?
Devin's so
That's the biggest
excited.
blindside of the season is Susie winning immunity. It's insane.
This was like the number one part of the whole season for Devin. He's like, "Oh my God, Susie!
I want to make this clear. I was Team Bob throughout this. Pegged him as the winner, I think, in episode 2 or 3. Like, I was like, I think it's going to be Bob. But, you know, I do think that Susie winning was the most interesting thing that could happen. Like, if Susie doesn't win, she goes home 3-1. But we did get the fire making. We, at the end of the day, like, I'm glad she won because it was more entertaining than just a unanimous final boot.
Right. I agree with that. I mean, it is crazy that like Sugar literally was like because Bob has built this connection with her and she had just lost her dad, like she's going to make this final crazy move to cause fire making between Maddie and Bob. And again, it isn't a great move for her. It isn't a great final move for her because she's going to burn Maddie now. So but
That's
yeah,
why Sugar's like non-knowledge of Survivor is just disadvantaging her because she doesn't know any better. She's just going off her emotional thoughts. You know what I mean? Like, this is what I feels best, and I'm gonna. Oh, see you, Devin. This is where
He's so sick of us talking shit about Susie.
like this is just another big red flag of Sugar's game. It's just she doesn't realize that factor because she doesn't know Survivor. So like it makes sense, right?
Right.
Like, oh, I'm gonna keep, Maddie from, he's gonna go right to fire and piss him off.
Yeah. Let's hit our Fallen Angels now since we're on Maddie. So our top 10 as it stands right now: number 1, Cerie Fields, Micronesia; number 2, Rob Sesternino in Amazon; number 3, Kathy Vio, Marquesas; number 4, Rudy Bosch; number 5, Yowman; number 6, Lex; number 7, Terry Dietz; number 8, Ian Rosenberger in Palau; 9, Johnny Fairplay in Pearl Islands; and number 10 is Rafe from Guatemala. So that is our top 10 as it stands. Where would you guys put Maddie?
He'd be. I think Maddie had a decent game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he would necessarily break top 10, but I could see him being like bottom top 10 if he did. But I just don't. I don't know. I wouldn't put him
Bottom top 10.
I don't think I'd put him in the top 10.
Yeah, honestly, like he's a great guy. He almost kind of just floats with his charisma and not, like I just don't know what he really did as much. Like there was moments in this game where he could have done something to really flip the game and he just didn't do it. Or like, for example, with the Ace vote out, he chose to stick with Ace. Like he was either on the wrong side or he really doesn't make an impact on a flip or a movement in the game. So, I mean, he's just kind of a good guy. I would be really interested to see, though, like a Maddie, Sugar, Susie final 3, though, just because I have no fucking idea who would have won that.
I think Maddie might win that, but it might be a little closer between him and Susie. Maybe not.
I still think Sugar is a 0 vote, unfortunately.
Yeah, I do think so as well, even though, I mean,
which
again,
we're going to talk about here in a second. We're going to talk about why, but yeah.
We will. But I have Maddie 27th, so I have him middle of the road. I mean, again, I think he makes it far on most seasons anyway, but again, I do agree that he kind of just floated through and could have made a move like at the Randy vote. I think he was considering, and then Randy burned down the camp. So
yeah, Matt, that's like my biggest thing. Maddie needed to make some type of move to put him not in like the bottom of a group, but like more in the top of a group.
Yeah.
Right.
Agreed.
Yeah, I agree.
So Maddie has been ranked as 13th overall out of 17 Fallen Angels. He, just for reference, he is below Chef Keith Famey from Australia and above Scout from Vanuatu. So I think that's a fair spot for Maddie. I don't
He's
think
below Keith.
Yeah, I don't agree with him being below Keith. I think he should be 12th, but which would be below Jenna Lewis. But I don't think he should crack the top 10. So
Yeah, like I said, I don't think he should crack the top 10 either.
He's
But
in a good spot.
He'd be like 8, 9, 10, but not even 8. I would say like 9 or 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's hit final tribal and get ready to close this one out. I don't know where Devin is, but we'll push.
I'm gonna
We'll move
assume
on.
his phone
We don't need
died.
him. We don't need him in his Susie crap right now.
Yeah. So we have Randy, saying everyone can kiss his ass. And then we have Corinne's speech. That's the main thing we need to talk about. Corinne calls Sugar an uneducated, unemployed leech on society, and the only thing she would vote for her is to give her a handful of antidepressants, so it would seem sincere when she's crying about her dead dad. So, yeah. Yeah, and the flipping her off.
I pulled a Sugar.
Top 5.
So here's where I think too. So, I mean, first of all, the setup into Final Tribal Council. Sugar, we learned this. Sugar came on Vanquish one night and told people that one of the things that people don't know about the finale is they completely drugged her because she had so much anxiety leading up to this. Because again, they plucked her out of like Hollywood, the modeling thing. She had no idea what to even expect. Here she is at the end. She was having all this anxiety, and they completely drugged her where she was like not even there. And hearing that makes so much more sense when you watch her Final Tribal Council, because she's like, I mean, I guess I was there. Like, she's just not there at all. She's not fighting for this whatsoever. I think that they probably should have let her have her anxiety, and then maybe that would have helped her a little bit explain her game. But listen, we all know I love Corinne, and this is one of the top 5 jury speeches of all time. Corinne, that was fucked up. Like, that was extremely not okay.
I think she knows that, but she doesn't care.
She doesn't care. She 100% does not care. And that's why I love Corinne. But to bring up somebody's dead parent or dead anything is just not okay. Whether or not you hate her or not, I think that was just, it was total Corinne fashion. And I'm here for a good villain moment. And that is one of the most iconic final jury speeches of all time. Reed's is number 1 for me. But I just think that was not a good look.
Yeah, I agree. So, yeah, and I think Bob's final tribal isn't great. I mean, I don't think, like, him saying that he didn't outwit or outplay anybody is not necessarily good, but also, like, Bob had most of his votes locked from the Onion Alliance because, people are telling Susie that she doesn't shut up, so they're not going to vote for her, so... Like,
what's crazy about this Final Tribal Council is Susie did fight, right? I don't know what I don't know what she was fighting for because she didn't do anything, but she was fighting nonetheless. But like the thing with Bob is that I think Bob, like, and I think this is why Gabon gets is very underrated. Why people don't like Gabon. Bob is not an in-your-face winner, and that is true to who Bob truly is. Again, if you meet him, you'll know it. But like even just watching him on your screen, he is one of the most kind and charismatic people that you just like. You instantly understand why Sugar was like, oh my gosh, this is kind of fueling my dad energy that I need. It's like anybody able to talk to Bob, and I think that that's enough that. Strategy, social, all of that without being in your face, and where it's like, man, Bob ran away with that season. He killed it, blah, blah. You don't need that every season. And I think that this was the underdog, old guy teacher, bow tie wearing winner that was I think it's brilliant. I think he's a brilliant winner. I think that he does not get enough credit for this. And I think Gabon doesn't get enough credit because this was a hot mess of a freaking season. And to have this much chaos, to have the calmest, gentle-natured person win it tells you everything. And I think it's a beautiful moment at the end.
Yeah, at the end of the day, these guys all come on for one goal, and it's to win a game. And sometimes you're going to get a player who's just a little more crazy than usual. And in this cast, I mean, you got a lot more than just crazy, right? But with Bob and Susie, for example, I mean, I think both of them had obvious flaws, but at the end of the day, they got to the end, and it was just it literally came down to who did that jury like more, right? Like Susie, maybe if she didn't like think about who's going to take me to the final 3 every step of the way. And I'm just being honest, but like maybe if she would have just calmed it down a little bit, maybe she would have connected a little better with these people who she should have openly known was hateful and like just despicable people towards others. And like Bob, he used it as like well, someone's got to like me, right? I'm just the good old guy. Like even Corinne likes me, like, and she just hates almost everyone here. Randy hates almost everyone here. So at the end of the day, you kind of just got to be yourself and put into retrospect, like I'm here to win $1 million. I'm not here to be a showboat person. And I mean, that's why the 2 are at the end, other than Sugar, that, you know, are getting votes, because they weren't there to showboat. They were there to win a game. And, you know, they gave their pitch. Was it the strongest of final 3s? Fuck no. But like, you were sitting next to someone who everyone hates, and then your Bob sitting next to someone who most of this jury hates, and your Susie sitting next to someone who that jury probably doesn't think deserves it. So you're just going to give it your best.
True.
I will say too, though, I am still, as many times as I've watched Gabon back, I'm still amazed that Sugar didn't even receive 1 vote. And again, we've talked about just in this podcast alone of like the things along the way and her having zero idea of how this game even works. But she had her hand in almost everything. Like she orchestrated the whole Randy thing. So for people to not even give her 1 vote, it is kind of crazy to me the more I sit back and watch it. Now, again, it's social at the end of the day. So, like, of course, do I think she's going to win? No. But I'm just amazed that not one person was like, God, I really don't like Sugar, but, like, she did this. She did this. She did that. I'm going to give her my vote. You know what I mean? I do still think Bob should have won. I don't think that there should be any other winner of the season. I think Bob is the perfect winner of, like I said, of the chaos. But I just am shocked that she did not receive 1 vote.
I think it's how you orchestrate a jury at the end of the day, and that was always going to be Sugar's biggest downfall, because she didn't know how the game worked right off the bat. She never watched it, so she didn't know how to make sure this jury was in her favor. Because, I mean, if she just toned down the bitchiness halfway, she probably starts to get more favor, but she was never going to get that favor the way she was sending people out the door and treating people at merge on. Like, she did it to herself, sadly. Like, she had...
I think at one point she even said she didn't realize that a jury voted for a winner.
Yeah.
Like, if I remember
Yeah, they're like, all right, there's going to be 2 of us at the end, and probably a challenge to decide, like...
Right, yeah, I don't remember what she thought, but I do remember her just like, again, I think that... I mean, that was the beauty of, like, the early seasons, is people really didn't know what Survivor was, but now we're at 17, we've even had an all-star season. You know what I mean? Like, don't put people that don't know what they're doing on the show, please.
Right.
You like that? Or you don't like that? I kind of like it when they throw a random person who has no idea what's going on.
But not one. Like, make the cast that, or, like, because that's just not fair to the one person that's out there.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it does work out, though. I mean, we'll talk about Keith Nail when we get to San Juan del Sur, and Keith was an amazing casting choice. Like, you can have great people that don't know anything about the game.
No, and I'm not saying that you can't, like, because I do think Sugar was amazing at the game, but, like, when you're dealing with people that are completely out of a different caliber, you know what I mean? Like, even with Vanquish, like, I don't want to bring up Vanquish a ton on the podcast, but, like, this is a lot of the times why we try not to cast org people, and every time we do that, we see these people that played an amazing game that had never done it before,
right?
In with somebody that has played an org, and they get to the finals, and those people should win the game, but like they just don't articulate it well enough, right? And so you're like, oh well. So I just feel like, yes, bring me people that have zero idea what they're doing, but like let's make it like half and half, or like the entire cast.
At the end of the day, this Gabon jury was always going to be emotional, and you were not winning this season.
No.
As an emotional, like, you were going to only win this season as an emotional vote. You weren't going to win this as like a gamer. You just
100%.
weren't.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, let's get to our losing finalists and winner rankings. So the losing finalists, as we have it, the top 10 is Boston Rob All-Stars, Aussie Cook Islands, Colby Australia, Amanda Micronesia, Kelly Wigglesworth, Stephanie LaGrossa, Amanda China, so Amanda's on here twice, Courtney Yates, Nalia, and Kim Johnson from Africa. That is our top 10 for losing finalists. I don't agree with some of these being.
Holy Toledo. Again, who's on this panel? No, I'm just kidding.
Some of these voters are
It's
crazy.
someone we nickname Addie's probably on it somewhere.
Direct call out. All right. So, for me, so I had Susie, because she came in second. I had her 70th out of 81 losing finalists. I don't think Susie is that great of a player. So
I think Susie was 80 out of 81 for me.
she was bad. So, but she still almost won, and even Jeff Probst was not sure how that happened. So,
Yeah.
So, and then Sugar, I had 26th out of 81 because she still ran Gabon, even though she didn't really know how to win the game. She still was a huge part of controlling how the game went. So I have to give Sugar,
She didn't even know what she was controlling. She was just like, I'm controlling something.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you guys? Where do you guys have Susie and Sugar?
Probably Susie. Honestly, I'd have Susie a little higher than probably where she's at personally. I mean, if you're almost going to win a season, I don't give a shit who you are. Like, that's impressive at the end of the day. You can float all the way to the end, but if you're getting 3 out of the 7 votes, I mean, that's kind of impressive. I mean, Sugar, I don't know. I'm always 50-50 on her, so maybe she's a little too high for me, but at the end of the day, she did control votes. Did she even know she was doing it, or did she even put herself in the position to do this? Sometimes not, but I mean, I guess that's just the game, right? Yeah. So, I mean, that's probably where I'd put them. I give Susie a lot of shit just because of the edit and the game that she played, but at the end of the day, it just came down to her being her and a genuine person, and she just didn't understand the concept more than Bob. That's why Bob wins.
Yeah, for sure.
So Susie is in dead last now for losing finalists. So interestingly enough, she's even below Clay Jordan from Thailand. And then
that makes sense.
Sugar has now cracked our top 10. She pushes Kim Johnson out. She is below Nalia. She is number 10.
That's fair.
That's fair.
Yeah. I think Sugar deserves it at this point.
I still argue that she could have won a season like Gabon if she just calmed down a little bit. That's all she had to do.
Yeah, right. Or even had any type of idea of how the game was supposed to play.
Yeah, if she understood that these people were voting for her, maybe I do think she could have won it just because she had the elements. She just pissed everyone off. It's just like Russell almost. He had all the elements. He just pissed everyone off.
So then our winner rankings. So we've got Bob here. So the top 10 winners, we have Parvati at number 1 for a Micronesia game. We have Todd, number 2, Ewell 3, Richard Hatch 4, Queen Sandra from Pearl Islands at 5, Tom Westman, Earl Cole, Chris Doherty, Tina Wesson, and Besepia. That's our top 10 winners. So interesting group as well. I buy this group though.
Yeah.
So
again, who is on this panel? Take their voting privileges away. This is
all right, I have Bob 42nd out of 48. At one point, I didn't have Bob as high as this. Now, after meeting Bob, talking to Bob, and rewatches, I did put Bob a little higher, and maybe I'd put him a little higher than this. I do like Bob a lot, so he probably would deserve a little higher. So he won challenges. He did make great fake idols. I do think he was a little bit out of his depth, but he did make the right connections that were willing to keep saving him even when he didn't have immunity. So he deserves credit for that.
Yeah, he wasn't a deranged person on a season full of crazy players. So I totally Bob makes sense as a winner. Did he play some crazy Survivor game? No, but again, he stayed true to the elements of what makes a good Survivor, and it's outliving, making sure everything's good at camp, making sure that he's in a solid spot, won challenges. So I mean, he has to get some praise. So I totally get it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't remember exactly when we did this, exact number, but I know that he is on a higher end for me. Like I said earlier, I think he's a very underrated, people don't really give Bob the credit for this amazing win that I think that he has. So I don't remember exactly the number, but I think he was higher. I don't think he was top 10 for me. But I know that he was close in that top 10, like maybe top 15. So I love Bob, and I think you don't always have to have somebody in your face of like, you know what I mean, being a winner. And I think
that's kind of why I like this season a lot more than most, because it's someone who, you know, you don't think's winning the game. Like Devin saying how he can't believe how everyone thought Marcus was in the game. There's an obvious reason why people thought Marcus was winning the game, and it's because he was literally running the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you got Bob, who really wasn't running the show. Like I don't think he really ever comfortably ran the show ever.
No.
And he got to the finals and won because he was, you know, the goal of the game is to get two people to the end who you think you can beat. And that's exactly what he did. Maybe not theoretically he thought this going into it, but it's what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think especially for Gabon, we talked about this entire podcast. It's one of those podcasts that's like in your face every episode with insanity and chaos and like, oh my gosh, what is going on? That to have the winner be as just calm presence as you can get out of that. We didn't need a winner to be in your face 24/7 like we did. We had that in the whole season. So like, if you think about other seasons that have come to, fruition here, is like they were kind of tame, right? Compared to Gabon. And then you have a winner that was like able to stand out in that, and Bob didn't need to stand out. He didn't.
Yeah, and that's why I can't get behind these seasons that everyone loves with one person who's just running a fucking show and everyone else is just lame. Nah, I like this type of season where everyone's a cuckoo head and maybe no one's running the show except someone who just went home first on the jury. You know what I mean? Like that's the type of shit show I like to see on Survivor.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Bob lands at number 12. He is just below Ethan Zahn. He's above Brian Heidick. So he's not in the top 10. But
I think that's right around where I had him too. That's a perfect spot.
Yeah. I think this is a good spot for Bob.
Now, other people on that top 10.
So, but yeah. All right. Let's hit our season rankings. So yeah, a couple more things to tackle. All right, Gabon, where does it rank? Our top 10 right now is Micronesia, Pearl Islands, China, Borneo, Cook Islands, Australian Outback, Marquesas, Amazon, Africa, and Vanuatu.
Vanuatu is in the top. Stop.
Yay! Well, you had Austin, Joe, and Michael that I think definitely pushed it forward.
Oh my gosh. You all are fired. Fired.
Vanuatu easily.
Gabon could get a good jump. I'm putting Gabon number 1.
Vanuatu's easily like 7th right now. 6th or 7th.
Oh my god. Anyway, absolutely not.
Well, Kristen, you have Kevin on your side, I think. So
listen, I'm sorry. People hate Gabon. I've already said it 5 million times. Gabon deserves to be higher.
I can see why. I have Gabon 27th out of 48. Like, it's still a middle of the road season. There's a lot of fun. We talked about a lot of the fun moments here. I still enjoy it. It's the best train wreck season. I mean, I guess I would argue that or San Juan del Sur. Those are the two really good train wreck seasons for me. And
I love both those seasons.
Yeah.
What's happening here?
Yeah, I do think those are two really good seasons for that purpose. It's way better than 46 when we get to that train wreck season. Yeah, no, I think it's a solid time. And also it's the first season to be shot in HD. And you can obviously tell with how dirty their clothes are because, geez, this is the dirtiest I've ever seen these people. Bob, Kenny, Maddie, Randy, their shirts all start like colorful or like, yeah, colorful. And then they're all like dirty and brown and it's just disgusting. But like, it just shows how Survivor was back then.
I mean, but also we're talking about this cast again. Like they went in a rinky dink boat to go up close and personal with an elephant. Yes. This is the stupidity that we're getting from Gabon here. And so this is why it should be a lot higher. I don't know why people hate it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
all right. Gabon is in the top 10. It is the new number 9. It is just above Africa. So Vanuatu is out of the top 10.
Bye!
Austin's probably not happy about that.
Bye!
Yeah, good.
He's gonna turn his camera off.
Oh my god. We love everybody turn their cameras off. All right. Favorite male and female player. I guess we can see who Devin thinks in the chat, but
oh my
for
God,
us,
put the camera back on. You're being so stupid.
so my favorite male player, I'm gonna go Kenny, even though I think he's extremely bitter and annoying at the end of the game. But I feel like some of the things Kenny does, I would try to pull off in a season where it's all new players, and like that's something I could see myself doing, and also Smash Bros. Even though like I'm definitely not a pro, but I do like playing Smash Bros. And then favorite woman, I'm gonna go Sugar, just because Sugar was a huge part of this season, and yeah, I mean I think she ran things in this game. So
who do you think's the best player of the season?
So what are your guys' favorite man and woman in the season?
I think my shadow here really liked Ace. So I'm gonna go with Ace.
Wow, we have no idea where that came from.
No, Ace is the best guy of the season. It's hands down. I mean, no one comes close. Not a single person. He's just the best egotistical strategist, asshole villain you could ask for. I mean, I think he's better than Randy on the season, personally.
Oh my God.
Oh, those are fighting words, babe.
Oh boy.
I give Sugar the W for the women's side too. I mean, those two are like both of my top 10 Survivor players per gender. I mean, those two are just crazy fucking people, and I love them both.
Yeah, for sure.
Favorite male is G Sizzle. Just kidding. No, it's not.
What?
I'm just kidding. Honestly, I'm shouting out Marcus because he did play that typical heroic game, but I have got to give it to Randy. Like, love Randy. Don't yawn. You're boring with your ace crap.
Oh my God.
And then also, I'm really torn because I do love Sugar. Like, we know how much I'm a Sugar fan, but I'm also a Corinne fan. So can I give him half a point and then make them both like females?
No.
Rude.
Corinne just hated people.
So I'll give it to Corinne then.
Oh my. All right, we'll put Corinne down. All right, cool. And we'll get Devin's favorites for the purposes of
nobody. We already know it's Susie, so put that down.
All right, last question, then we'll end this podcast. How did this season contribute to the evolution of Survivor as we know
it? It brought out deranged psychopaths out to the next millennium. I mean, we watched the season first HD, so obviously it brings out the flossiness and glossiness of these goddamn episodes. But I mean,
hashtag that for now.
I know I'd just be killing it with the hashtags, but I mean, at the end of the day, this season shows off as one of those type of seasons where Kristen said it like a million times. You don't need someone flashy to win the season, and Bob's a catalyst of that, and we see it very few throughout the next 2 decades of Survivor. But I mean, this is a unique season, so it's very hard to reflect it upon other seasons. But you learn who villains are from this season, and you learn how to manage a jury. This is a big season on those two topics.
Yeah.
No, I agree 100% with that. It's definitely, this is where we didn't, like I said early on, this isn't where we just got like one or two heroes and villains. We got heroes and we got villains. And so I think that set up too, like how people wanted to be villains, right? Or how people wanted to be heroes. So they like started molding their games after this cast specifically, I think, because like you can't, like there's very few that are as good as a Randy and a Corinne as a villain, and you know what I mean, as like the Bob and Marcus of the heroes, you know what I'm saying? So I think that set this up majorly. I think again, having not a showboat winner, we see that later on, like Gabler, we see, you know what I mean, Marianne, we've seen some of these more new era. This is kind of like the old school of the new era, right? Because it led us to these edits of, did Bob, that was who was winning, you know, kind of moment. But I think that sets that up. And I think, again, this kind of leads into what a show can be, that it can be a total train wreck, chaos, but it's still so amazing. And that's what makes Survivor so great.
Yeah, I agree. HD, Trainwreck, and yeah, Heroes and Villains. I mean, all that sounds good to me. I think you guys hit the nail on the head. And it's a cult classic. It brings the memes as well. So, all right, that's it for Survivor Gabon. And next week we're going to Tocantins. We're going to the Brazilian Highlands, and we're introducing the Dragon Slayer. We're introducing Stephen Fishback and JT. And if you guys want to listen to us talk to Stephen Fishback, go check that out with Shane and I, because that's going to be really fun. And Tyson's another great character. So, yeah, we're excited to go to Tocantins. So subscribe, like, share, comment, all that good stuff. And we'll see you all next time on the Tribe of Nerds.